Welcome to Your Hair Made Simple, the podcast, where we encourage you to embrace your natural hair with clarity, confidence, and courage. I'm your host, Shannon, and today is a celebration episode because we are done with season 1. Woo! But we have done all of our interviews for the first season. It's been such an amazing time to host Your Hair Made Simple, the podcast, to bring on guests who I think have amazing and authentic and genuine natural hair stories, stories that I found inspiration from, stories of people that I've walked with, stories of people that have helped me. In my community, right? And extensions of community as I've learned and met other people as well. And so I just wanted to take some time to reflect on all that we've accomplished together through embracing our natural hair, through sharing these stories together, through hearing stories of embracing our natural hair, through friendships, through learning how to say no to products and overcoming being a product junkie, inspiring our families, seeing men going natural, learning how to better work with stylists and curate trust, because that is a journey of its own. Hosting Your Hair Made Simple live. Big shout outs to all those who came. It was such an amazing time to meet you, to chat with you, to share authentic natural hair stories with you. And to those who didn't come, but are listening to the episodes and engaging with our community, your spirit was there, your presence was felt. But it's been such a joy, really, to just hear people find inspiration for their natural hair and to create and curate a community space, right? And community has really been the theme of this first season, right? Just reflecting on how community can encourage us to show up, how community can push us forward, how community can introduce new concepts and new ideas about ourselves, about natural hair, things that we should consider. Right? Like I was chatting at Your Hair Made Simple Live with one of the guests and listening to conversations during our mindset workshop piece. And one of them mentioned that she had a gluten allergy. And so she had to be hyper aware of wheat protein in hair products because it impacted her because of her gluten allergy. And so as a person who is not, concerned about gluten, that was something amazing and powerful to learn, just to hear all the different considerations that people have, and just to really highlight that there truly is no one size fits all when it comes to natural hair and when it comes to the journeys that we're on, but that we can find inspiration from our journeys, that we can find inspiration from the stories of others, and that, even if it's something that isn't directly correlated to us, it's still something that we can take back and learn more about for other people in our lives, for ourselves. I have plenty of other allergies that I'm always aware of in my hair products, hence how we kind of entered into some of that conversation. But community is just such a powerful vehicle for moving us forward. So as I always say, thank you for being a part of this community and for all of these natural hair stories that we've shared. A lot of people have talked about the people in their lives. But I think it was interesting in our final interview with Brooke, who is actually a licensed cosmetologist now. She mentioned that, her community was very much against her going natural, and she made that choice for herself. And I know that there are some out there who are the first, and being the first of something, the first to go natural, the first to try something new is always challenging. So to those folks who are out there who are listening to these stories that are kind of like, well, I didn't necessarily have that community, I didn't really know where to find it, let this be your community, right? Like, this is why we share these stories. This is why we share our natural hair journeys, for you to find inspiration, for you to find encouragement, for you to find different tips and nuggets that you can take back to curate your own natural hair journey, to research and to learn more about. And even using social media, as we talked about in a couple of our interviews, actually, helping you to kind of like train your mind to look at these things with a better grain of salt, so that in these virtual community spaces, you can better, cut through what is helpful and what is, more marketing or more just like gimmicky, to really find yourself where you want to be on your natural hair journey. And as you've been listening through all these stories of people embracing their natural hair in our mini mindset episodes, right? Because half of the journey is getting the right mindset, as some of our guests have said, really just training their minds to embrace their natural hair and to choose their quote unquote hard, right? And as we learn to embrace our hair, we find that some things aren't really as hard as we thought they were. But if you're trying to decide what your next steps are, like you want to try something new for your natural hair, I encourage you to just try one thing, right? Like if you are trying to overcome being a product junkie, maybe just try finding one shampoo that works for you. And once you find that, going to the next thing, or trying one new style as you're practicing learning how to twist or braid or whatever it is, or setting one consultation with a new stylist if you are wanting to really find somebody that you can trust to do your hair. So a lot of times we hear stories and we are in community and we're getting a lot of good information, but it can also feel overwhelming. So as we wrap season 1, I want to say that I hope that you found some encouragement in the stories of the guests that we've had on. And as you're thinking about like what your next steps are, I encourage you to just settle on one thing. Try one thing first. And as you feel like you've got that thing down, move on to the next thing and the next thing. And you'll have your new hair routine. You'll have your new twist out method down. You'll have your new product lineup that works best for your hair in no time, right? But taking it step by step and knowing that your journey is at your pace. A lot of people have shared their journeys over years, even decades, even a decade, not decades, but a decade for some of the guests that we've had on. And so it's an iterative journey. It takes time, and we're walking as fast as we can or as slow as we can, whatever the pace is for you, whatever feels best and most authentic to you is what's important. And as we look ahead, like I said, this is a wrap on season 1. So we are thinking about season 2, looking for new topics. So what is most helpful to continue to share these authentic natural hair stories is 1, following the podcast page, subscribing, turning your notifications on, letting us know that you're listening. And then 2, sharing a review if you really enjoyed the content that we've been sharing and putting out. Let us know what resonated with you. And 3, sharing with friends so this community can continue to grow and we can continue to hear people's stories. We can continue to learn more from each other. And the last thing I will say is share feedback on what topics you would like to hear as we continue to move forward, right? You can share via our Instagram page. Our DMs are always open. In our question and answer segment, if you're listening on Spotify, we like to use the Q&A functionality. So make sure you answer our episode polls and surveys if you haven't already. But let us know, like, what topics resonate with you? What topics do you want to hear? Already working on curating some topics for season 2. We're getting ready to go kind of into the holiday season. So we'll be resting up and prepping up for season 2 for you all. But let us know what you want to hear. And we'll be looking forward to sharing more authentic natural hair stories coming up in season 2, which is in progress. So be on the lookout for more announcements on our media pages. But until then, it has been such a pleasure, an honor, and a joy to curate season 1 of Your Hair Made Simple, to bring Your Hair Made Simple to life in this new format as we continue to grow. And I look forward to coming back with more amazing content for you. So until then, remember that you got this, that all hair is good hair, and your hair is good hair. Until next time.